going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another one. Today I wanted to share something that I wish I knew before I lowered my car, before I put my lowering springs on. 2 weekends ago, me and a buddy put lowering springs on my car ourselves. We did it ourselves. And what I put on there was Steeda Ultra Lights that was supposed to drop it 1 inch in the back and 1.125 in the front. So, you know, we're essentially dropping the car 1 inch in the back, 1 inch in the front. That's really what's happening here. And I thought I did ample amount of research, asking around, surfing the web, talking to people, you know, and trying to figure out if I would need any additional help from, you know, camber caster plates, rear camber adjustment, anything like that, getting the car back into alignment spec. And from everyone that I talked to, everyone said with how, you know, how much I was dropping the car, just essentially an inch, that I wasn't going to need anything like that, that the car should be able to get back into Ford alignment specs, you know, without any help or anything like that. So I just kind of took everyone's word for it. We installed the springs. I wanted to drive the car a little bit before I got the first alignment. I wanted to kind of let them settle a little bit and then go, then get the alignment then. Well, after we put the springs on, the car felt fine. It drove honestly perfect. It drove just like I thought. It drove better than I thought it was gonna drive, you know, because when you start dropping the car and messing with the suspension, you know, you're playing, when you lower a car with springs, you're messing with the geometry of the suspension of the car, of everything. So I fully expected it to drive a little wonky afterwards, a little sideways, you know, pulling here, there, whatever. It drove surprisingly straight. It drove surprisingly well. And so I drove it for a few days, went and got the alignment later that next week. And the guy told me that he could not get it back into Ford alignment specs, you know, back to basically how it came from the factory or anywhere close to it. There are no rear camber adjustments on the car itself. So if that's something you want to do, you're just gonna have to get a rear camber adjustment kit. So that's a given. I kind of already knew that. And then on the front, you know, you got heel, toe, caster, camber. Caster was off. He said there wasn't anything he could do about that. He got as close as he could. Camber was going to be off and heel toe was, everything was off. And he's like, basically, you know, I can get it to where it's good enough, but it's not going to be close. You know, it's not going to be, I can get it as good as I can get it, is basically what he was saying. There's a few things that are going to be off that I can't get back into spec, you know, without these aftermarket parts he was talking about. So I told him, well, my main concern is just tire wear. You know, I don't want it to be way off. I don't want, you know, the stock tires that come on these Performance Pack 1s are not cheap tires. So I didn't want to run through them. And just down the road buying tires, you don't want to be running through tires, spending a bunch of money on tires. So my main concern was just that these weren't going to get ran through super fast from uneven tire wear. So he put it back the best he could and, you know, said if you wanted to get it back perfect, then, you know, either go install these parts, caster camber plates and rear adjustment, or we can do it for you. And I'd rather do stuff myself. I don't like paying other people to do something that I can do. So I start looking, and long story short, I have to get camber caster plates and rear camber adjustment kit to get this car back into Ford alignment spec, which is a little frustrating on a couple different levels. One, I asked around, I thought I did the research, you know, I did, I asked people, plenty of people told me, no, you don't need to do that, no, you don't need to do that. You know, forums, websites, a lot of people will say, no, if you're just going an inch, you should be able to get it back. Well, that's not the case. You know, I can live with that though. The other thing that's frustrating is I thought I, you know, was getting a pretty good deal, improving the stance on this car with just the Steeda springs and the wheel spacers coming in a little bit over $300. Well, little did I know I'm gonna have to end up ordering all this other stuff, which cost me about $400 for the, like I said, caster camber plates up front and the rear camber adjustment. It was about $400. And I guess the most frustrating part of the whole thing, I can forgive, you know, having to pay more money. It just, you gotta pay to play. You know, you wanna own a car like this, you wanna mod it, it's gonna cost you. It just comes with the territory. I can forgive my lack of, I guess, how much research or finding the correct information. The thing that's frustrating to me is the fact that just last weekend we took everything apart, installed everything, you know, put the springs on. It honestly took a while, and it was honestly pretty hard because my buddy nor I had ever done anything like that before. So it took time, and then here we are 2 weekends afterwards, having to undo everything that we did. We have to take everything out. We have to, you know, the back springs do not have to come out, but the front ones do. And to get the caster camber plates up front installed, you have to take the springs all the way out, get the spring compressor, take the spring out. I mean, you have to do the whole shebang. And, you know, we're burning another Saturday having to do that. I wish I would have just known and bought everything all together at once. And when you're putting the springs on, just put everything, you know, put everything on, because I'm gonna have to buy an extra, or get an extra alignment now. You know, the time wasted having to all the labor, you know, you're doing all the labor again. And that can be a little frustrating, because, you know, it's a Saturday morning that we're burning. We've already burned one Saturday morning putting the springs on. You got to do it again, when honestly there's a bunch of other cool stuff I could be doing with the car, with videos, or just enjoying the weekend, you know. So yeah, this Saturday morning we're going to take my car back up to where we install the springs, take everything off, put the caster camber plates on, and rear camber install, and then get it aligned again. So that's what's happening. I just wanted, sorry, had to make that light. I just wanted this video just to, that's my PSA, that's my public service announcement, that's my warning message. You know, I wanted somebody to hear it. This is something I wish I had known. This is something I wish I had seen before I did all this, so I could have ordered it all at once, got it done all at once, and not had to go back and redo all this stuff. So the whole purpose of this is just to let somebody know, let anybody know, let everybody know that you do need caster camber plates. You do need assistance getting it back in alignment, even if you're only going an inch. The rear camber, he said, was fine. My eyeball test tells me it's not fine. It doesn't look fine. It just simply, it looks like it's kicked out like you would expect it to be, but it doesn't look good, you know? So you do need assistance. You do need these kits. My advice is just go ahead and order it when you're ordering the springs, and do it all at one time. Just knock it all out, and then go get your alignment, and you're done, you know? So that's the purpose of this. I just want, if this video finds anybody, if it helps anybody, if it helps even just one person, then, you know, mission accomplished. That's all I was looking to do. So I just wanted to put out there what I wish I knew before I started on this endeavor with my car, and now I'm having to go back and kind of fix some stuff. So that's the end of this video. Hope this helps somebody, helps us find somebody. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time.